Hello and welcome to another episode of Coe Fishing. My name's Stephen Coe and today you join me back down on the Linear Fisheries Complex. Currently fishing B1 and it's not fishing the best. I don't think the lake's going to fish for 48 hours or so I thought I'd take the time to head into my swim and talk you through my year. Right, well, as I said, I'm down at Linear. Been down for 2 nights now. Got down here, dark first night. Wanted to get onto B1, but we couldn't really get onto here. Where we thought the fish were, according to the bailiff, fish were. There was no sort of real peg, so we could really get on. So we jumped onto Brasenose 2. There was only 3 people on for the night. Me, myself, and Elliot. And then there was one other guy further down the bank. We were fishing on the point, so fairly happy, but that's not really where the fish were. We didn't find out that until we'd set up, but we did that, fished all right, and then nothing really came about that. Got up the next morning, came for a walk around here on B1 and managed to find a couple of pegs where we thought the fish were. We've tried everything really, and I haven't seen anyone catching any fish really. So really, what I've been up to this year, I've been up to a lot really. It hasn't really been my best year in terms of my fishing. I didn't really start off my fishing till very late on in the year. That was due to me breaking my wrist playing rugby, so I didn't start till very late on in the year. And then when I did, I had a good zig session on engine, and then I focused quite a lot on terries, and had some good fish out of terries this year. So I'll leave you with this little montage of some of the fish and the fishing that's been done on terries. So, my main usual highlight of the year is usually the BYCAC, and this year wasn't really that good. I mean, fishing this year, I don't think it's definitely been my worst year in terms of fishing. I know a few of my mates are, but I just don't think the lakes have really fished that well. I mean, Oxley's currently is closed, so they don't know what's wrong with it. And in the final of the champs, not that many fish came out, and shortly after it's closed, not unknown reason really. And when I managed to have the fastest fish again, which was very good. That's 3 years in a row now, which is something to be proud of. I was close to winning my section, and again very late coming out in the draw, so it wasn't really my best year. But it's very good experience, and something I'll be looking forward to next year. I haven't really been able to get up to that much fishing this year. I mean, in September I started my my new college course at Sparshot College, studying fishery management, which is which has been really good. A lot of work, and seeing as it's in Winchester, Southampton really, I'm staying away from home, so I'm not really getting out on the bank as much as I would want to, and therefore there's been the lack of videos, or when I have been going I haven't had time to really film. But I have been filming a little bit on my course, done quite a bit of netting across the place, So yeah, I've done a few videos. Make sure you check out Coe Fishing Extra, because I've been putting a few videos on there, and there will be some more coming out in the new year of my netting on the main channel. So here's a little montage of the netting that we've done over the last couple of weeks.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Coe Fishing. My name's Stephen Coe. Today join us at Efferley, just doing a netting on one of the match canals. It's been used as a holding pool at the moment for some fish. I've got a massive leak in my waders which has just opened, and my bum is getting really wet. Don't get that.
Sam, slow down there. Come on, wake up. Keep that for that then. Keep that for that. Keep them carrying around to take that for the keep. Right, so we just give another little dip. And dip.
So what's coming up next year with me? Well, I mean, March I'm hoping to do the BCACs. My qualifier will be at Barston, and then probably on Brasenose 1 if I can qualify. But you know, that's something that's going to be very interesting, because I've only ever fished Barston like twice, although it is right on my doorstep. It's a very different style of fishing, a lot of small fish, very heavily stocked sort of lake. So we'll be seeing a few practice sessions probably on there, and hopefully that will be alright. I've then got the UK Carp Champs qualifier on Brasenose 2, which I think is in June. I'll be doing that with Finley. And then obviously I'll have the BYCA again in August. So I've got, you know, 3 major competitions coming up this year. So hopefully I can get my knack together, get a good draw, and we can do alright in them, and I'll be letting you know about how that goes on. Next thing to mention, the last sort of time I really went fishing was the sort of October half term. We're now December, a couple of days before Christmas. I think it's the 21st of December at the moment. I headed down to Linear in October. Ended up getting on B2, and I mean I was there for 3 or 4 nights, and I think only 2 or 3 fish came out, and across the whole complex it only did 12 fish. And that's really been the story of Linear for me this year. Every time I've come, it's just not been the one really. I did manage this one fish, so not bad, 25 pounder, but the fishing for me this year at Linear has just not been good. Nothing down to my own, I don't think. It's just the fish in general, and the fishing's just not been the best.
Right, we're down here in Linear. I'm on Brasenose 2. All the lakes are fishing absolutely crap, but I've got down here and I've managed to catch this fish. Haven't weighed it yet, it's mid-20 probably. Absolutely put a load of maggot in, and hoping that I can have a few fish. This one came with a solid bag at 32 wraps, so I'll quickly show you, and then we'll get them slipped back. Not a bad one, so yeah, get them slipped back and see how we're doing.
As I was saying about Oxley's and how it's not fishing the best, I did actually go down for 3 or 4 nights practice fishing before the BYCAC, and I mean it's absolutely ridiculous. There were so many fish in front of me, and they just did not want to feed. It's very weird. So here's a little bit of footage from that session, but it's just one of them really. Hopefully they find out what's wrong and they can fix it, because I do like it. But in terms of talking about the BYCAC, I think it would be really good if they moved it either onto one of the Brasenose lakes, because it'll really separate the men from the boys, really, because you know it's not the best lake, because you're not really showing off that many skills, whereas on a bigger lake you've got more watercraft that comes into it, more sort of who can cast further, spod throughout the night, and it's just, I think that would really separate and make it into a more of a, you know, proper tournament. And well, where are we? We're at Linear, as I've said. We're on Brasenose 1. It's a couple of days before Christmas. For those of you who are of regular watchers, you may have seen that I came down at the exact time last year, and you know, I had 3 or 4 fish up to 30 odd pounds. So you know, the fishing this year it's not been my best year. Hopefully next year, with all that's got going on, it can be a lot better. But yeah, it's just not been the one. Unfortunately this year, or you know, and all this fishing. So there are going to be a few more videos coming out weekly, so make sure you stay tuned, click that subscribe button if you haven't, leave any comments if you've got any questions or anything, and I will catch you in my next video.